In today's video, I am going to teach you how to learn to play by ear using solfege. I've been using this method for over 20 years and it has been a total game changer. Stick around if you want to learn about it. I'm Brenda Earle Stokes. I'm the owner and creator of Piano and Voice with Brenda, and I make creative and practical resources for singers, pianists, and music teachers. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to learn to play by ear. And you may have watched my recent video, which I will link up here, called You Can Learn to Play by Ear. And I got such a huge response from that. I wanted to follow it up with how to use solfege to help you along with this. Quick story time before we get into the material. When I was in my early 20s, I managed to land a really great gig on cruise ships doing sing-along piano bar. The thing about sing-along piano bars, you need to learn a lot of songs. You have to know like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of songs. But I didn't know that many songs, and I discovered once I got on the gig that I was going to be in deep, deep trouble and probably get fired if I didn't learn a whole bunch of songs. But my problem was I couldn't actually get to a piano during the day because all the pianos were in the lounges and the lounges were full of all the passengers and guests. So what could I do? This was also, I have to say, before the internet was really a big thing. This is in the year 2000 was when I went, and so they didn't have 1,000,001 sites where you could download lyrics and chord charts. None of that was available to me. All that I had was CDs to listen to, and I had a notebook and I had my trusty master key pitch pipe. And so here's what I did. I would sit in bed because I had a tiny, tiny cabin with no piano in it and no chair, just a bed. And I would sit in bed and I would write out all the lyrics by hand. Then I would get my master key pitch pipe to find what key I was in. And then I would listen to the bass notes of the song and hum them and then figure them out in solfege. In my first 11-week contract, I learned about 600 songs this way. And I had notebooks and notebooks and notebooks filled of all of these. And in the same process, not only did I save the job and go on to get a whole bunch of other gigs like that for several years, but it also made my ear training and my hearing capacities go through the absolute roof. So yes, I understand that you can go to websites and you can download all of this kind of stuff, but I do think that this is something worth pursuing. After transcribing all of these songs, I all of a sudden had these big open ears, and not only can I learn and retain songs very, very quickly now, but I can actually join in a song midway. So if I'm on a gig and I don't know the song, I can hear it and pick it up very, very quickly. So this really helped my ear training in a big way. So using solfege is really helpful because all you have to do is understand the layout of the major and minor scale in solfege and you're good to go. If you want to learn more about solfege, you can check this video that I made recently that takes you through the major scale so you can get your feel for it a little bit. The first thing that I like to do is take a familiar song, and in this case I'm going to take the song Twinkle Twinkle Little Star because I think it's one we all know, and I'm going to show you how you can break it down. You can certainly use the keyboard, but in this case I'm going to get my trusty master key, right? And let's do it in the key of C. So let me play the C. That's our C. And then let me sing Twinkle Twinkle for a second. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. All right, so let me figure that out in solfege. Do, do, re, mi, fa, sol. Do, do, sol, sol. La, la, sol. And then it goes fa, fa, mi, mi, re, re, do, right? So obviously I can do this. This is not hard for me. If this is something that you're trying to investigate for yourself, you'll notice that I walked my way up through the solfege a little bit so that I could kind of find where I am. The good news about working this way is not only are you really getting a very full understanding of what the pitches are and what they mean, it also means that you can transpose it into any key. If I want to sit and play this on the piano, I could figure it out and then play it thinking of the solfege, right? Because it's movable do solfege. Whatever the do is the one of the whatever key we're in, right? This is why movable do is so terrific, because you can transpose very easily. All of the solfege is going to be the same in any key, right? So now you can do a very, very similar thing when it comes to actually learning songs. And so what I like to do is listen to a song and see if I can find the shape of the bass. So in order to figure out the chords of a song, I take a very similar protocol. I take a second to go through and really listen to the bass line of the song to get a shape for what the harmony is. All right, this is good to pick a ballad or something that's not super difficult. So I'm going to pick a super easy song. This is Hey Jude by the Beatles, and I'm going to play it for you and then help you to start to hear what's going on in the bass. The tricky thing about listening to bass note lines is to not get too caught up in all of the moving notes. Generally speaking, bass players are playing the root, so the do of whatever the chord is on the first beat of the bar. And so that's your best bet to start to tune into. This is really, really good ear training too. So, da, da. The basic shape of it. So it goes right? So what is that? It goes from do to do, ti, la, sol. So you hear that? So it goes do, sol, sol, do, ti, la, sol, fa, do, fa. It goes to fa. So let's go from the beginning again. Do, sol, sol, do. Then it goes to fa, back to do, then it goes to what's that? Sol, la, ti, do, goes to sol. Sol, do. So can you see how I went through that whole protocol to figure out the song? This is actually how I did this for the 600 some odd songs I learned in that 11-week period. And I continued to go on and learn songs this way. Now again, you may not be in exactly the same circumstance as me. I mean, it would be kind of interesting if you were working for a cruise line and you didn't know that many songs and you were worried about getting fired. That would be great if our stories lined up. But think about what this is going to mean for you and your general ear training. I think a lot of us walked away from ear training courses, if you ever went to music school or you went to college for music or you did music courses in university, and walked away from ear training classes scratching our heads a little bit. And I know I did a lot. And this is why I had never heard of doing something like this before, but it's kind of what I came up with because it seemed like it was going to be very utilitarian for me, and it was. This is a way of really working on your ears and building your ear training in a way that has, I think, more substantial meaning. So this is a way that you can make music theory and ear training and musicianship be something that's like tactile and something that is really vocational, really useful for you. Think of what it would be like to be able to listen to a song and then be able to sit and play it. By working on this, you will be able to do this. And I have many students over the years who have said, oh, I can't find the sheet music to this song. I really want to learn this song. And then I listen to it and I jot the chords out real quick and they go, okay, hold up. How can you do that, right? All I need to know is what key the song is in, and then I can play it. Think of what that would feel like if you could do that. Also, you think of the applications as far as being a singer or being able to hear harmonies, being an instrumentalist who has to come up with background figures. Maybe you're in a band and you want to be able to pick up background figures. Maybe you want to be better in tune with the songs you're writing or the compositions you're creating so that you have a way to be able to hear all of that better. Just imagine the applications of this. So, my assignment for you is to pick a couple of very easy songs, folk songs, happy birthday, Christmas carols, anything along the line of something that may be familiar to you, whatever it may be. And then practice trying to figure out what it is in solfege. I promise you, this is super addictive. I spent a whole summer riding my bike around Toronto, singing all the jazz standards I knew in solfege. Nerd alert! But then think of a step further of listening to some of your favorite pop songs and finding your way to sing the bass lines and then assign solfege to that. I tell you, this is game-changing stuff. If you're interested in digging a little deeper into solfege and the applications of that, or just build your musicianship, you can check out my most recent online course. It's called Crash Course in Solfege, the Bundle. And it covers everything you would need to know in solfege, in major, in all three minors, so natural minor, harmonic minor, and melodic minor, and it takes you through the chromatic scale. I go into a deep dive on how to apply all of this, and there's a ton of bonus material, including 2 voice lessons built into the course. I've linked to it in the description box below. If you enjoyed this video, I make videos every single week and post them to YouTube, so make sure that you take a quick second to like and leave a comment below and hit the subscribe button so you can know about what's coming next. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this was helpful for you.